I am the 21st century superhuman, and I know that the answers are inside. Yeah, I am the 21st century superhuman. Now is the time. Come on everyone, let's celebrate. We are the children of the sun. I can see you when I look into your eyes. We are the same, and we are light, yeah, we are one. And we can make a difference.
Hi there, I'm Cary Ellis, author of 21st Century Superhuman. This is our 21st Century Superhuman show, and today I have with me the amazing, wonderful weaver of consciousness concepts, Sacha Stone. Sacha, thank you for being here with me today.
Lovely seeing you again, Cary. Thank you.
So as most of us know, Sacha is founder of the New Earth Projects, the ITNJ, International Tribunal for Natural Justice, and the Humanitad Projects. So Sacha, we are in the time that I like to call in my book, the apocalypse. And this is something that has been called this through scriptures throughout history, this projection into a future that we are standing in now as a time of great change on the planet. And as we stand in this time of great change, the apocalypse has always been looked at as something with fear. Let me just read from the ancient Greek. The apocalypse is a word meaning revelation. And I write about this in my book. An unveiling or unfolding of things not previously known and which could not be known apart from the unveiling. So here we are in amazing times, right?
Well, I have to say that that's a beautiful description of the word. I also understand it to mean the falling away of the mask of the skin of the face. That's another etymological story. And that is very telling. But a good thing about the apocalypse, Cary, is that it's not something that happens as you're crossing the bridge to the other side. It happens just as you're about to step onto dry shore. That is when the mask falls. So in a sense, the apocalypse is a beneficence. It's a beautiful thing because it means that we've crossed the Rubicon and we're now about to set foot onto that dry shore. But the last thing is required is to allow the mask to fall away from our face so that we can see this new earth or the new world anew. And therein lies the beauty of the apocalypse. It's that the horror of apocalypse is the journey toward it, which you could go back in history and look at the diabolical sacrifice of innocence that's gone on, the world wars, the Armageddonist scenarios that have played out since the Crusades and the Inquisitions and the Stalin purges and all the rest of it. We've had hundreds of millions of people being sacrificed and set up for self-sacrifice on multiple occasions in history. That's behind us. Now it's not. That's gone. Now we're entering, obviously, through a whole new psychological, psycho-cultural, psycho-civilizational complex that we're having to truly define Atman and our spirit. And that's, again, also a beautiful thing. I can't see anything negative about where we're at planetarily. I can only see the positivity. Yeah.
So we're coming into this awareness. The shadows are being revealed. The light is shining into dark places. And for many people, it's horrifying, to see what's been going on in human history. And yet this awakening is a necessary part of us, as you say, going the next step into our greater awakening to who we truly are, to expressing who we are, and to live as who we are. So why do you think it is that we've gone through this great journey of, we have billions of people on the planet without even the basics for life, food, shelter, a child dying every 15 seconds of waterborne illness. And then we have those who, live behind the white picket fence in the more white man's world, the more modern countries who have enough. And we're just beginning to realize that there's a lot of imbalances, aside from human trafficking and adrenochrome and all of these stories that are surfacing that many of us have known for a long time. And yet first there's grief, there's horror, and then there's and rage. But then we have to grow into this level of how do we overcome this? How do we step beyond it? What do we do in our personal lives to reveal it, to help free ourselves from the shadows and be a player in this new story that we're writing?
Well, let's look at the first part of your your question, which was connected to the disparity that exists between the haves and the haves not, the white man's privileged world, quote unquote, and the developing world, or the underdeveloped world, however you want to apply that.
Hi there, I'm Cary Ellis, author of 21st Century Superhuman. This is our 21st Century Superhuman show, and today I have with me Master Psychic Antonia Lau. Antonia, how are you today?
Hi, Cary. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me again. It's very wonderful to be here with you.
I'm really excited about this conversation today because we have the summer solstice coming up, the 21st of June time, and I can feel the vibration of what we're plugged into right now and the information that will be coming through.
But with the solstice happening and these changes, we know it points to our axial shift, or the angle of the way the Earth goes around the sun in its normal precession.
And we also have with us Chris, who is one of the whiz kids behind C60 Evo. Chris, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful, Cary. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Patty, why don't you just give us a quick blip of your background? I know we could talk for hours on crop circles, but I feel that you have tapped into some really important things on the planet for us to know about right now, and just give us a little 3-minute summary.
All righty. Well, I believe I'm in your amazing book talking about crop circles.
Yes.
I was honored to be included. And I made 8 films over the course of 10 years, which is like somebody who was probably on ESS 60 at the time. But I wasn't. I was on a real intense high after going in the crop circles, because it just buzz you up.
Yes, I love seeing that in your films. It's amazing, and I'm getting goosebumps just with you talking about it. I know they hold like they're a frequency upgrade, really.
Yeah, they really are. It's a complete recalibration of your system.
Yes, I remember I got tuned into you in the first place because I saw you posting these pictures of amazing devices that you were making, and I thought, ooh, he's really scientific, and he has kind of this knack for making these things and this feel for it. And I like to call a lot of the younger generation starseeds, which means they've actually come in with more parts of their brain turned on, and they actually already know naturally how to use tools that we're just maybe moving into because they've come here to be bearers of the future. So I'd put you in that category for sure.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks, Cary. And
So
if you look at the way that they're set up, it's a little hard to see in all of my wires, but if we go to the next picture in the slide deck, it's the side view. Yeah. So what we can see here is that, let's just look at the right-hand cup for a moment. And you can see how zinc and copper are connected together.
Yep.
And how the nano-coated copper is on its own.
Yes.
And if we were just looking at the right-hand cup for now, and imagine
with the slices, because when it's rounded, you put all them around. So now we will do like this. Molto bene. Bellino. And then on top we spread some raw sugar. Just a bit, just a bit. So here are the cakes. Do not exaggerate. I think it's enough. And then, of course, like all the Italians, some basil on top. This is just
your instinct.
Sì, just a bit.
Beautiful.
Ciao.
Now back in the oven for
Bella, for 3 minutes.
Babies. It's a great picture.
When we get to the truth of it all, everything comes down to presence and our ability to be truly here now, creates the ripple on effect of us being able to do whatever it is that we want to do, perform at a higher level, or have deeper communication with our loved ones. All of these things are just natural kind of emergences from deeper states of presence, really diving into the portal of presence. And it is a portal. It's like an interdimensional portal. And the deeper that I move into presence, the more that I realize that we have the ability to step out of linear time and to enter what I call the timeless realms, the selfless realms. And so we seem to have been gifted with the ability through our minds and our ability to navigate consciousness in a way that breaks through the prison of linear time, which most of the world is built upon. Our entire cultural structures of education and the 9 till 5, Monday till Friday, and the way that we talk about how old are you, and the way that we talk about the past and the present and the future. We're creating traps and prisons of linear time, of linearity.
Well, that's why meditation is so powerful, because really it develops the ability within you to step outside of your ego self, of your ego mind, and move away from your subconscious programming a little bit, at least in the beginning, to be able to look back at your emotions and really ponder why you react certain ways to certain things. And until you can do that, you are basically stuck in the matrix, because until you can step outside of it a little bit, your programming is going to dominate.
It's a battle between the part of us that wants to express who we really are and become who we really are, but who we feel caught in this prison of this outer world that we've got to be responding to all the time.
It's a struggle. It really is. It's a really challenging struggle, but it's something that now is being forced on humanity.
Combine passions with needs for people. And we settled on hydroponics. There really weren't any stores in the state at the time, and we saw this as a good opportunity for us to venture out and change people's minds about the stereotypical hydroponics.
That is great. And isn't that the truth? People need food, and they need medicine, and they need plant medicines. I mean, I'm just finishing a video right now on natural immunity and how people can protect themselves at home, how they can build a protective lifestyle. And it's so easy to grow herbs. It's so easy to grow plants they're literally being written up in PubMed as antiviral, antibiotic, antibacterial, antiparasitic, and then just growing our own food. Even looking at things like the coronavirus that's going on right now, and they're closing up borders and all that kind of thing. And, it can stop the shipping of foods. And how do we grow foods in our backyard? And I'm like so amazed at what you've told me, that when we hear news of pandemics and quarantines, rather than being fearful, we can be inspired to renew our daily habits of natural protection, prevention, and restoration. My history of running natural wellness education centers began in the 1970s at Gerson Cancer Therapy Institute, where as an educator, I went on rounds daily with Charlotte Gerson. I co-directed a Hippocrates wheatgrass and living food center in 1980 in Michigan, and worked with Country Life Natural Foods restaurants and health clinics. Key principles for wellness integrated with my life and have served me very well ever since. When there's news of virus epidemics around the world, it's important to self-educate. Here are my top 5 secrets to natural immunity.
Empower your life as a 21st Century Superhuman with host Cary Kirastar Ellis and guests. Navigate these times of great change with Cary's 21st Century Superhuman book series, being called the most important books on the planet and guidebooks for our times. You are a creator. Remember to breathe, smile, and love. For as we change ourselves, we change the world. Learn more at 21stcenturysuperhuman.com.
Century superhuman, and I know that the answers are inside. Yeah, I am a 21st century superhuman. Now is the time. Come on everyone, let's celebrate. We are the children of the sun. I can see it when I look into your eyes. We are the same, and we are light, yeah, we are one. Hear now, hear my ancient prayer and sing along. We are awakening as one. And we can make a difference, yeah, we can be the change it takes to make the world a lot more fun. Well, if you're feeling kinda down and you need some inspiration to remember who you are, oh, now, child, please don't frown. You can choose a new vibration, and these words can take you far. I am a 21st century superhuman, and I know that the answers are inside. I am a 21st century superhuman. Now is the time. Down and you need some inspiration to remember who you are. Whoa, now, child, please don't frown. You can choose a new vibration, and these words can take you far. I am a 21st century superhuman, and I know that the answers are inside. I am 21st century superhuman. Now is the time. I am a 21st century superhuman. I know that the answers are inside. I am a 21st century superhuman. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time.